I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. Today, just a few interesting news again. First one, we have actually Fundstrat publishing some very interesting data, right, in relation to the correlation of Bitcoin against the key asset class, the key traditional asset class. And what is most interesting is that Bitcoin against, when compared to stock market, which is S&P 500, right, it has reached a highest negative correlation in the past week itself, and that is very, very encouraging. And it basically shows that, right, Bitcoin is quickly evolving to become the asset that is, a hedge, a clear hedge that stock investors are looking for, because it is completely not correlated. So it's a very good asset to have in everyone's portfolio who have equity, because if it's uncorrelated, means it will actually improve your overall returns of your overall portfolio. And that is why no wonder, right, yesterday we have also news that Harvard is actually invested a small sum, right, about 4 to 10 million of their fund, 39 billion fund, directly into crypto. And we have also seen more and more rich family offices, right? Family offices actually wanting to know more about crypto, and even in Fidelity Custody, crypto custody, they have actually interviewed about 20% or 450 of their clients, institutional clients, and 20% of them are interested. They are already invested into crypto, and 20% of these clients also plan to double their crypto holdings in the next 5 years. So it's because of this, precisely because of this uncorrelated nature, right, that is basically supporting their decision. Now, the green line is the stock market, right? And all these are the correlation with regards to Bitcoin. And that, as you can see, it has dropped to the negative territory, right, in the last week alone. And even in the past few months, right, since the beginning of the year, you have seen that even the positive correlation as well is very, very low, But of course, the highest correlation is no surprise is with gold, because it is always said that, right, Bitcoin is like called a digital gold, because in a way it is a lot of the properties, it is very hard money, similar to the gold, but it is even better because it is so easily transportable across borders, right? You can easily carry like millions and millions of dollars just in a thumb drive or in your head, if you can remember the passphrase, and you can just walk across borders like that, and that's exactly what some of the people in Venezuela have done. And similarly also, they looked at correlation of Bitcoin with bond, which is the red line. Again, it is super, almost zero or negative. Oil as well. Oil is the gray line. Again, very low correlation. The purple line is hedge fund. Again, that is very, very negative correlation. So in that sense, is all very, very good. And again, these are all the positive factors that support, right, why institutions are day in and day out are increasingly more interested into crypto. Next, right, in France as well, right, they have just passed act. The parliament has just passed an act that basically allow insurance to use Bitcoin for their insurance saving funds, right? So what it means is that two things, that insurer companies will be able to offer products based on crypto assets, and more importantly, right, a lawyer from Emilian actually said that it is written in black and white that the specialized professional funds can actually invest in crypto assets like Bitcoin itself, right? So what it means is that by passing this act now in France, the insurance companies are able to offer Bitcoin products, and their funds can directly invest into Bitcoin, into crypto assets like Bitcoin. So again, all this is, of course, the passing of the act, it will take some time before it will translate into actual investments. All this is definitely very positive, right, for the overall pricing movement of Bitcoin and crypto, because that just means that more and more players, especially institutions players, are coming, that they are now allowed to invest directly into crypto. They have basically gotten a mandate already from the government, right? And that is very, very important, that is coming. Next up, we have Ripple XRP, right? That again is going to expect more adoption and more usage because following their very enthusiastic community base, Skype has now, right, been convinced, and one of the Twitter user from Skype called Peter, he's going to convince his upper management team to actually integrate Ripple XRP into their platform as well. So if successful, right, then this will be another platform that basically allow Skype users to use XRP as a micropayment. So you can be tipping each other, or you can be even buying Skype credit, right? So this is again another, if successful, and if this happens, this will be another feather in the hat, in the cap of Ripple, because recently they have also integrated on the WooCommerce website, which basically has 3 million merchants using them, and many of them are kind of like high-end merchants, like golf clubs, like resorts companies. So even like professional dentists and all that stuff. So very, very good news for XRP, and of course, right, again demonstrating the widespread adoption and usage of crypto. Last, right, but not least, is that WikiLeaks, right, founder Julian Assange has just been arrested earlier this week in London because the Ecuador embassy, which has housed him for the last 7 years, right, has now decided to actually withdraw the safekeeping of him, and then basically he's being arrested, right, and with the possibility of being extradited to US and then if he's there, then he will be jailed for a few years, right? Now, because of that, a lot of the community, even US Senator, is actually calling for the support, right, of him for his release. And because of that, of course, as you know, WikiLeaks has been banned, right, by a lot of the traditional payment processors like Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. So they have been the first to embrace Bitcoin as mode of payment, right? And then in just the last week alone, right, in fact last day alone, that they have received about 8 units of Bitcoin, and to date their total Bitcoin donations have actually amounted to 4,000 units of Bitcoin, and at present price of 5,000 units, one Bitcoin is $20 million, right? And so basically, someone representing WikiLeaks has actually said, right, thanks to the US regulations and thanks to, all these traditional payment processors that has barred WikiLeaks from using their platform, that they have embraced Bitcoin since 2010, and that's really, really early days, right? This is basically the first year when it's actually created, and they have benefited tremendously. It's more than 50,000 percentage gains, right? Just because they have embraced crypto so easily. So that just brings me to the end closing thought that, right, many of us who are having crypto today are still considered early adopters, and perhaps one day, many years later, maybe 5 to 7 years or 10 years later, we will look back to this day and say that, right, thank God we are one of the early adopters, right? And thank God we haven't been throwing in the towel. Just my thoughts for your thinking, yeah? And with that, I just want to close today's video. And for all my new subscribers and for all those watching and listening, thank you so much for your support, right? And I hope you have a great day ahead. And thank you again for your time.